Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I always forget how my hair looks so white when I'm tan. I mean, it always looks so white anyway, but now when I'm tan, it looks even whiter than it usually does. Are you guys having a good evening? It is 12:04 a.m. Turn on the air a little bit. We went to the pool again today, and I feel like just heat is just radiating from my body. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm like burning up. And, but I had a good day. Gonna see how long this vlog goes. I've had such a great weekend, spending time with my husband. We have spent so much time together this weekend. It was really, really nice. I didn't make Peterism's videos. I think I made one this weekend. I didn't do a review video today. I didn't do any booktube videos. I was just kind of relaxed a little bit. I made videos on my drama channel, and I kept up with my vlogs, but you know that they were shorter. But I've had such a good weekend with Alex that it was really nice, and I love being able to keep up my videos, but then also, spending time with him. So it was really fun, because, usually on the weekends, he has stuff to do or I have stuff to do, and then tomorrow night, I have my 12-step literature Zoom party. Not Zoom party, but it's like a 12-step. What is going on here with my hair? It's like you can't see it up here. 12-step, it just looks funny in the light. Anyway, I have my where we read literature, and then we just discuss it. I have that tomorrow night. And then Tuesday, I have my meeting, and I just picked up Tanya. We went to go get a fountain pop. I got a Diet Pepsi. So we're gonna go on Tuesday. One of our friends is actually celebrating a year of sobriety. I'm very, very proud of her. So we're gonna go on Tuesday. And yeah, and that's all I have for the week. And I think Alex has one thing he's doing. I don't know. So today we got up, and Alex, we thought Patashu was closed, but I guess Patashu is not closed. So we got up, and well, first of all, I stayed up way late last night. Well, because I got up at 5 something to vlog, and then I finished the Night Stalker. I finished it last night. I didn't have that much of it done to finish, but I finished the Night Stalker, and then oh my God, I'm so burning up. My face is just radiating heat. You know how they say I'm never much of a believer that you can get a lot of sun in the clouds. Okay, it was completely cloudy today at the pool, and I got even more sun than I got yesterday. And my shoulders and everything are burned. I don't know if you can really see it on my fat arms. I don't know if you can really see it on video, but I'm radiating heat from here up where I was in the pool. So we got up today. Alex at 11:36, he came over to give me a kiss. I was still sleeping, and he goes, I'm going to meet Sarah at Cafe Patashu. And I go, well, I want to go to Cafe Patashu. I thought she didn't want to go, because she had said yesterday she didn't think she wanted to go to brunch. She just wanted to relax all day, because her sister had had left after being here for 10 days. And he goes, well, we decided that we were going to go, and I don't want to sleep and just hang around the house all day. And I said, okay, well, where is this? I'm trying to see why it's doing what it's making. It's cutting off the top of my head. Anyway, I said, well, I want to go. He goes, okay, well, are you getting up? I go, we always go at 1 o'clock. Why are we going so early? But anyway, I had the book club this afternoon, the True Crime Book Club. So I wanted to kind of get some stuff done anyway. And it was really sunny outside. And so, he goes, well, I was going to go to the pool, but it's cloudy. And I looked outside. I was there's not a cloud in the sky. But there was by the time that we got there, which was totally fine. It was still kind of it was hot, but it wasn't that hot at 11:30. So anyway, we went to brunch, and I had the Cuban breakfast, but I only ate half of it. And then, I had cinnamon toast. We all had the exact same thing, the Cuban breakfast. And it was nice. We sat outside. The tables were 10 feet away from each other, about that. And yeah, it was really nice. We had a good brunch. And then Sarah went home to kind of relax and unwind. And Alex and I went to the pool, and we hung out by the pool. There weren't a lot of people there, but there were more. Laura, our neighbor, was there with her roommate and mom. And then there was another couple, and right before we were getting ready to leave, they I think it's their nephew, or she was talking to us the last couple days. Nephew or niece was coming, but they kind of stayed over on their side. And then there was two women and that had some kids, and they were in the shallow end, and I just, like, Laura and her roommate and I just stayed in the deep end the whole time. And I also got coffee at Starbucks today, but it was nice. We had a good time, and I literally got there, took my shirt off, got in the pool, and I was just like in the pool the whole time for like, well, we got there at 1:30, and I was like, okay, I have to leave here at 3:30 to go to the book club. But like right at 3 o'clock, it started like thundering and lightning, and then so we missed the rain. We got home and it started pouring down rain. I was like, God, we just missed that. Oh, we left there about 3 o'clock because I made a video. I made a drama video. And then I called Mel like 5 minutes before 4, and we talked just real quick about the book and stuff and what we want to do for the book club. And then we had the book club, and the book club was really fun. And yeah, and then afterwards I started uploading my video. I had to make some like edits to it and stuff because other stuff came out. And then while all of that was uploading, I had some potato salad and this Mexicali dip that I like with these chips or these crackers. And I watched an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. It was the missing person one, Missing Witness it's called, where about the girl goes missing. And the mom says that she goes, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, and she says she went to Florida. They say this right at the beginning, so this won't ruin it for anybody, but her mom says that she went to Florida, ran off with some boyfriend or something. It's so weird. Like the story, it's like actually one of the better ones. There's 6. And so yeah, I think I have 2 more to watch. I think I have 2 more to watch after this. Maybe just 1, I don't know. So I watched that, and then it took me a while to get this video up, so I finally got it up at like 7:30, and then I laid down at like 8 to 10. Oh God, I slept so well. And then, I mean, I was out. I totally crashed out completely. I had weird dreams. I don't even want to tell you the dreams. They were so weird. Oh my God, I had dreams about YouTubers, okay? Let's just put it this way. I think like I've been reading way too much on Twitter, and you know, like when you work a lot and you dream about being at work, let's just say that was like, my dreams were crazy. They had like big YouTubers in them, which is weird. I haven't covered a lot about Tana Mojo, and she was like a big part of one of my dreams. So anyway, I was having a discussion with her, and my mom's like, we were sitting there in my mom's, like, the house I grew up in, and it just was, anyway, the dreams were weird, and it had a lot of these, like, big YouTubers in it, and these conversations that we were having, I was like, these are the weirdest conversations in the entire world. So anyway, that was that. But the thing was, what was weird about it was, it wasn't YouTubers that like I cover regularly. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe I read like a Tana Mojo tweet right before I went to bed, and that's why it was like in my head. I can't remember who the other person was, but like there were 2 other big YouTubers in my dream. Now I can't remember. I just remember I was having this deep conversation with Tana Mojo. So anyway, let's see. Oh, so I lay down, I took a nap, and then I got up because Alex went downstairs and he was warming up some food because he was hungry. Oh, he made a grilled cheese, and he took the dogs out and stuff because they had like just were in bed all day long watching 13 Reasons Why. And yeah, I looked at him, I said something about, he didn't even understand. So part of my dream was that Tana Mojo wanted to marry my husband, and we're having this conversation on this chair and ottoman that I'm sitting on the chair and she was sitting on the ottoman, this yellow chair and ottoman that my mom used to keep like in her bedroom. And I'm like, you want to marry my husband? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, I was like, does this mean that like me making drama videos is like, because like Alex does not care, like he's always super supportive of what I'm doing, but I'm like, does this mean that like me making video, because you know how I analyze my dreams, is like coming in the way of like my marriage? But like I told him, I said, I had a dream that you were gonna marry Tana Mojo, and he goes, who? So anyway, but that's probably what it means. And that was my dream, and then I got up. Boo Radley, little Boo Radley was so sweet today. Tucker too. They just sat there on the bed and slept while Alex was watching TV. They loved to be around him while like he's watching TV and stuff. So yeah, so we went to Basbos. We went to Patachou for brunch. Then we went to the pool, and then when we came home, I made the video and did all that stuff, and then had the book live stream. And then he watched 13 Reasons Why, which he was real excited about because he was like wanting to catch up and watch that. And I think he like watched like 6 episodes tonight or something. I mean, he watched a lot of it. I said, "How much did you get done?" He goes, "I'm almost done." I was like, "You're almost done with it already?" I don't know how he watches. I like watching shows, but like I get kind of bored. I can't watch like more than like 3 episodes at a time. 2 or 3. 3 is like max I can watch of any show. Even like Grace and Frankie, that's like, you know, real short. I can't watch like more than 3 episodes. I'm like, okay, I'm just like burnt out for right now. So the book club was super fun today. We had more people in the book club than we have ever had before. I think we had like 91 people in there, which doesn't sound like a lot, but think about 91 people in a book club. That was really fun. And we, yeah, we talked about Richard Ramirez, The Night Stalker, and the book was actually good. I gave it 3 stars, but like I really would give it like a 3.5. It just wasn't, like, I mean, I didn't learn anything. Like, I mean, I learned a lot about Richard Ramirez, The Night Stalker from it, and I learned a lot about that and all that, but I didn't like, there was no like learning lessons to it about life, you know, or anything like that, I guess, other than don't be a serial killer. But, I thought the case was interesting. I thought the book was really well written. I thought it was well researched. This Philip Carlo guy, he did the book that we read about the Iceman, the Confessions of a Mafia Contract Killer. So that was really good. And then, yeah. The book was good. I'm ready to like, Mel started the next book we're reading, Deviant, about Ed Gein, who they like modeled Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill, and what's his name? Anthony Perkins from Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They kind of like all modeled those after Ed Gein because he would like skin people and then wear their skins. And I haven't started it yet. Mel started it. She said it's really, really good. At first she was like, I don't really know what I think. And then like 2 hours later she texted me and she said, okay, it got really good. I cannot go right into another true crime book right now. I just can't. Like, I need to read something else. I need to read some fiction. I need to take a break. I need to really like read a lot this month, which is good because the reading rush is coming up in 2 weeks, which is the readathon that I do every year. I'm so excited about it. I need to talk to Mel about that actually. So I also want to buy some of their merch. So I have their merch, like their bookmarks and their coffee mugs and stuff, for the reading rush. I need to maybe do that when I go home tonight, because I wanted to get that stuff. But anyway, I'm really excited about the reading rush. I've got to put together my TBR, my to be read for that. Yeah, it was just a really good day. I took a nap, and then when I left to go over to get Tanya for a fountain pop, which was at about 10:30, I think, Alex was in bed. He was playing Township, and he was like, I'm tired, I'm getting ready to go to bed. And I said, okay. So, kissed him goodnight and tucked him in, and he was upstairs with the little doggies, and he was playing Township, and then he was going to go to sleep. So, it was a good day. We had a good day. We had a good weekend. It was nice hanging out with my husband all weekend. It was really fun. It was really nice going to the pool 2 days in a row because, you know, some summers go by, and Alex and I, like last summer, I don't even know that we went to the pool one time together last summer. If we did, it was just one time. Like, we just didn't. And we were talking today about, like, how we want to, like, go up there on the weekends, like, if it's nice, you know, and really use the pool. And I was talking to Laura, our neighbor, and she said, she was like, we've been trying, her and her roommate, she's like, we've been trying to come to the pool every single day. That's nice. They're real tan. And she's like, we just come up here for like an hour and a half. It's funny because like, I used to be somebody that could like be out at the pool at like 10 o'clock and I could lay out at the pool until like 4 or 5. Man, after high school, like from high school till like about after I got sober, I would get up. I mean, I was so tan, my skin, like it was gross. It was almost kind of like the condition of it wasn't even that good, you know, even though I like lotioned every day and stuff like that. I was so tan. And I would go to the tanning bed and then I would go and lay out like after the tanning bed. And you know, since my dad has a pool, you know, my friends and I, like one or two of my friends, we would go and we would like lay out at my dad's house because I would stay there a lot, you know, in the summers. Sometimes we wouldn't even like, we just would stay there and then we would like shower and get ready and stuff afterwards, and we would go out from there and then like go back to my apartment afterwards and stay. But we would go to my dad's house on the pool because like my stepmom, she didn't use the pool during the day typically, you know, and like my dad was at work, so we would go there and lay out and just have a little private pool to ourselves. And so nobody was around because my stepmom was always gone, and we would just drink and drink and drink. And I can remember one time two different situations that my dad came home one time and another time my stepmom came home, and they were not happy. They were not happy. But sometimes we wouldn't drink out there, you know. Sometimes we just lay out there and drink Diet Cokes and, you know, or lay out by the deck or on the dock where the boat was and dangle our feet into the water and stuff, you know. I think a lot of times we didn't drink, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But it was nice being able to have that out there and be private and stuff, you know. God, I would be so tan in the summer. And then like I would go home and I would take a nap, or, you know, like if we were there, we'd just take showers and go out for the night straight from my dad's house. I can remember sometimes, like these would have been times that we weren't drinking, but like if I had a friend or two over there, like we had brought clothes to change to go out, like my dad would come home from work and he would like, you know, or if it was on a weekend, like we were there because we wouldn't have drank like around my dad a lot, you know, on the weekends. But like we would, like he would like throw like burgers or steaks or something on the grill, and then we would sit there all with my dad and my stepmom outside, and we would like eat, you know, steaks, and he'd, you know, have a bunch of, he and my stepmom would have a bunch of citronella candles outside. And I mean, it was really growing up like having a lake house because I lived on a lake, you know. It was nice. And then we would go out for the evening. It was fun. I remember there used to be this bar here in Indianapolis. It's now, I don't know what it is now, actually. Well, I know what it is now. It's the Jazz Kitchen. But back in the day, it was a couple different things. But at one point, and this would have been when I was like, first of all, I know that he should have, but my parents never had an issue with me having a fake ID. So this would have been when I was like 20. And, no, this would have been when I was 21, because after I got like arrested with a fake ID, my dad had a huge issue with that. Before that, he didn't really have an issue with it, but after that, he had a huge issue with it. So, there was a bar in Indianapolis, and it was called Kilimanjaro's, and it was like they played reggae music, and they only served like Jamaican like beer, like Red Stripe and stuff like that. And it was always packed on the weekends. It was so much fun. And you'd go in and they like burnt that like Nag Champa incense in there, and it smelled like that in there. And it was like you literally, like you could not see across the dance floor. It was so packed. The whole place was just like a dance floor. And it was just like they played like thumping reggae music. It was such a fun bar. I don't know why that place ever closed down. It was always so busy. But anyway, you know, when if my stepmom's 12 years older than me, so if I was 21, she would have been, 31, 32, she would have been 33 at the time, and my dad would have been 53 at the time. they used to go out quite a bit, like not to bars and like nightclubs a lot, but they would go out, like out to dinner with other friends, couples, and then they would like, you know, every once in a while they go to some like kind of like loungy kind of bar or whatever. But I remember this one night, we like, my friends and I were at Kilimanjaro's, and I look over and there's my dad and my stepmom like in the middle of the bar, and they're like just like dancing. Like my dad loves to dance. Like that was one of the reasons that my stepmom, she's always like, I married your dad because he was one of the only guys I ever knew that liked to dance. My dad loves to dance. Like if you go to like a wedding or anything, my dad's always at, which is so funny because you would never think that if you met him, but my dad loves to dance and he loves music. And she's like, yeah, a lot of guys won't dance, but that's, she'd always say, that's the way to a woman's heart, is if a man will dance. And he'd always dance with her, and he's a good dancer. And so I remember I looked out there and I was like, to my friends, I was like, oh my God, my dad and my stepmom are out there. So we like went out there and we all danced with them together. That was really fun, I remember. That might have been when my stepmom was in art school. So my stepmom, she went to art school, and then, I don't know if she ended up, well, she ended up, yeah. So anyway, she got a degree in painting. Before that, her degree was in computer technology, but she went back to school and got a degree in painting. And then she and my dad would go on these like week-long like art retreats, like out in Santa Fe and places like that, and they would do like sculpting and painting and stuff like that. So she still does like huge paintings to this day, like really big ones. And my dad still sculpts. They're both very, very good. Like, I mean, very good. She used to do commissioned pieces and stuff like that. Trying to think of what else do I want to talk about. Summers, though, were fun back then. I just remember, like, even then, like, summer seemed to go on forever, you know? It's like Tanya tonight, she was kind of like, she was like, I said something about summer, and she said, I'm just down this summer. She's like, you know, you can't really enjoy it. And I said, why not? I said, you just got back from Tennessee. And she's like, I know. She's like, but I'm always at the pool and whatever. And she was talking about wanting to join this country club that she used to belong to, but like they got rid of their membership. And because they were taking the boat out a lot, because they have a boat. And so they were taking it out a lot. But she's like, I just want someplace to go lay out. And so she was like, Eric told me to rejoin the country club. And I was like, well, that's nice. And she's like, yeah. But she's like, I just feel like... And I said, you know, I said, it kind of makes me sad, like, all these people. And she, like, agreed with me. And she's like, you know, I'm just, you know... She said, I'm afraid of this stuff coming back up with the COVID again, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I know she's real worried about her business, which I totally understand. And, but I was telling her, I said, you know, well, your feelings are valid. I said, I mean, I think we're all worried about that stuff, you know? And she goes, well, I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't taking it seriously. I said, oh, I would definitely agree with you. I think there are people that aren't taking it seriously, you know? But there are a lot of people that are taking it seriously. And I said to her, I said, you know, and this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with this, okay? I know people feel different ways. But I said, you know, like, I said, I constantly feel like I see people like tweeting out on Twitter, like 2020 is already canceled, so let's just go into 2021, or this year's over already, let's just ignore it, you know? And it's like, it kind of makes me sad. It's like, you know, there are a lot of people, I mean, it could be some of us that will never make it to 2021. You know, it's like, I want to have some gratitude and live in gratitude and be thankful for what I have. Like, you know, like, sure, I'm not traveling right now. I would love to travel and go somewhere, but I got to spend 2 days at the pool and have, you know, brunch today with my husband, and, you know, see fireworks with friends last night and their neighbor. I mean, we got to carry out food. I mean, I have a good life, you know what I mean? Like, and, I just feel real blessed for my life. And so, sure, like, you know, maybe I don't have the most exciting life, but like, I mean, I told her, I said, Tanya, there were a lot of summers that we didn't do a whole lot. She's like, I know. She's like, you're right. And she's like, but I don't know. She goes, it kind of, all this just makes me sad this year. And I get that, you know. The moon is so pretty tonight. But it's like at the same time, it's like, and this isn't even about Tanya, because, you know, I love her, and I understand why she's worried, you know, because of her business. I mean, I would be too, you know. I mean, she's like, Peter, I really can't handle like going through what we went through again, you know, where everything's just kind of closed down. And she's like, you know, so sure that it's going to happen again. I'm like, well, it may be different if it happens, you know. But this isn't really about her. This is really just about like the mass sentiment of like, you know, 2020 is canceled. I'm like, I don't know, like, I have good books to read. I've been watching a lot of shows on Netflix. You know, I've enjoyed putting my patio together this year. I've enjoyed watching the squirrels, hanging out with my dogs, you know, taking good naps, like, just small stuff. Like, even just sitting in the driveway, you know, drinking like Diet Pepsis and doing driveway, you know, vlogs was fun. And, you know, I know I'm not playing Words with Friends anymore, but that was real enjoyable. You know, it's like, and I'm not playing it anymore, just so you guys know, like, until like, if I can't leave again, I will pick it up. I just can't, I don't have time for everything right now. But, you know, even this weekend, it's like Alex and I didn't go anywhere, but like he even said to me tonight, he's like, it felt like we were on a little vacation this weekend, didn't it? And it did. It felt like we were on a little mini vacation together. And I think it made me really realize that, you know, we don't, like, sure, it's nice to go on these nice extravagant trips, but we don't have to. You know, if we can't afford it, like, you know, in the future, like, we don't have to do that. Like, we can just spend time together, you know, and I don't know, it's just been, I just don't want to live in that idea that, well, this year's canceled because it's just one thing after another after another. I mean, there are people that have lived through much worse times in the world, and we're much more grateful than I think most of us are collectively. And I have my moments, don't get me wrong. I mean, you guys have heard it here on the vlog. You know, I'm totally like contradicting myself and being a hypocrite, because there are times that I have said on here, like, I want to travel, like, I'm bitter, you know what I mean? But like tonight, I'm in gratitude, and like gratitude has really helped me in the last couple weeks, you know? So I don't know. So remind me of that when I'm complaining again about everything that I can't do, you know? And I don't like to see my friend sad, and I don't like to see her scared, you know? I don't like to see anybody that I love, you know? And I feel like, I don't know, I just don't, you know, it makes me sad. But at the same time, like, I think to myself, like, okay, if COVID was completely gone and we knew that and we could travel wherever we wanted to travel to, so, like, I would have taken a couple trips, right? And we wouldn't have to wear masks into stores. But other than that, like, I don't know really how my life would change a whole lot. So I guess it's, you know, other than, like, her business thriving, which, you know, she's busy this weekend. You know, and my other friends who have local businesses, their businesses thriving, that have been really affected by that. But, you know, I think, like, and I think that will turn around. I really do. And I'm hopeful for them. You know, I try to tell my friends all the time, like, it's going to turn around. You got to believe that, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, for me, I don't know how it would really change my life a whole lot, other than, well, I can go here, I can go there, and, you know, travel and stuff. Like, I don't know that I really care that much, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go travel somewhere, but at the same time, it's like, it almost was worse in the winter, because it's like, to walk outside, it was like freezing cold, you know? And I felt, you know, like, cooped up in the house. Whereas, like, now, it's like I can go outside and I can be on my patio and I can, you know, watch my iPad late at night, and I can, you know, go to the pool and things like that. Even if it rains, I can at least go outside, you know, which, God, it poured down rain tonight, which I'm so thankful for, because I had forgotten to water my plants for 2 days. So thank God they got watered, because I had completely forgotten to water them. I don't know. It stopped. Anyway, on to other things. I got to figure out what book I'm going to read next. I haven't even started to look at my library of books on Audible to see what I want to listen to next. Something shorter, though. I will be telling you that. God. That last book was 18 hours and 3 minutes or something. It's going to be much shorter than that. I've got some 6 and 7 hour books, so those will be the ones I pick. But yeah, and then I do think I want to read those Witch's Sister books at home. I need to pull those out. I also need to pull out a couple short books to read during Reading Rush. Do you know what I want to read? Oh, this is what I'm going to pick for Reading Rush, I think, this year. So a couple years ago, I can't remember which one I read, but do you guys remember when, I wish I still collected these. I haven't been to a bookstore, you guys. I don't even know. I think I went to Half Price Books once since, I don't even know if I've been to Half Price. I think I went one time since, like, we were able to go back out to stores. Maybe. I don't even remember, honestly. But, like, it's been so long since I've actually, like, just, like, bought a bunch of books from a bookstore. But do you guys remember when, her name is Diane Ho, H-O-H, and I read one of her books. It was about this girl. They were like those high school books, those, like, little paperbacks. They're not even, like, high school, like, young, but they always have, like, the girls in the front. They're, like, they look like they're getting murdered. But they're very much like those scary books from, like, the 80s. Do you know what I'm talking about? Christopher Pike wrote a bunch of them, and then Diane Ho, and her How, or however you pronounce her name, is H-O-H. And then there was, like, The Face in the Milk Carton, and then there was the Lois Duncan books, which are fantastic, that they turned into movies. They turned into, like, what do you call them? Killing Mr. Griffin was one of them, but they changed the name of that. I can't remember if they changed it to Mrs. Tingle or something like that. And then there was I Know What You Did Last Summer. Is that what it's called? That one. They turned that into a movie, but Lois Duncan wrote all of those books back in the day, like The Face in the Shadows, or The Face in the Hallway, or something like that. But anyway, I used to read those. But you know what I'm talking about, like all of those kind of books. And I collected them for a while. If you guys watched my vlogs for a long time, or my BookTube channel, I'm like, every time I would go to, like, Goodwill or a thrift store, like, I would look for those books and I would buy them. Like, I have so many of them at home. You guys, I literally have like 30 or 40 of them. Not to mention that somebody sent me, like, all of the, well, not all of them, but, like, a ton of the, this was such a nice thing to do, because, I mean, they're going to be collector's editions at some point, but they sent me, like, all of the, Goosebump books. Like, I have a whole box of all of the Goosebumps books in my basement. I will not be getting rid of those. So anyway, I think I'm going to read a couple of those maybe I'm going to do, like, shorter books that I like, in, like, physical copy books. I'm gonna pick, like, one that's longer, and then, like, two that are shorter, maybe two or three that are shorter, and then, like, 3 audiobooks. And that's gonna be my 7 books for the week, I think. Cramathon starts tomorrow. I'm not doing it. I didn't even see it till today. I wish I had known about it. I would have done it, but I'm not gonna, like, rush out and put my TBR together and start it, like, late, because it started 38 minutes ago. But the Reading Rush I'm excited about. Yeah, I need to do some powerhouse reading this summer. Maybe I'll bring out those books and just start reading all those books. They're actually pretty good. The one I read was about, they're always really weird. Well, I read one that was about, was it the same one? I think it was. I read this one about this girl, and she moved into this town, and her mom, like, bought this old house or something. She had a brother, or her mom married a guy. It was like her stepbrother or something, and he kept on walking off into the woods, and, like, he was possessed or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? There was another one. It was a newspaper one. That's the other one, where it took place in the basement of the school. That one was good too. I mean, they're all kind of good. They're cheesy writing. Like, the writing is horrible. Well, the Lois Duncan ones are pretty good, actually. Maybe I'll read a Lois Duncan book for I don't know. But I'm not picking super long books because I always do that. I always pick these super long books for the reading rush or any kind of readathon, and then I never accomplish anything. I never get anything read, and I want to actually get some books read for reading rush this year. It kills me when I'm like sitting there and I'm looking at people and people are like, day 2, finish 3 books. I'm like, have you like literally just sat there for like 48 hours and done nothing but read? Like, I don't know like how you get all that done, but it's fun to participate. It's kind of like going to summer camp every year, you know? Although I hated summer camp when I was growing up, but it's kind of the same kind of thing, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where's my lip gloss? I was so worried that my lip balms and everything would melt because I had them in the car all day yesterday and all day today, and they were completely fine. Why can't I find it in here? Oh, here it is. I actually took some things out of my fanny pack that I don't use regularly. I was really thinking about getting some sherbet ice cream. I was thinking that sounds so good. But I didn't end up doing that. Did I even finish my ice cream? Oh my God, I hadn't eaten my pecan pie. That was what I had for tonight for dinner too. I had my pecan pie, my little one. It was like that big. It's like the little ones that come in a box, you know, that like the little brown box. I think it's like Amish pies or something like that. And you can get them at the grocery store. Well, I got it at Meijer. They have like that. They have like, I don't know, they have all different kinds of banana cream. They have like apple. They're not the best pies in the entire world, but I just wanted to taste a pecan pie. And so I got it. I will tell you though, that pecan, the pumpkin pecan cheesecake or whatever from Cheesecake Factory that I reviewed a couple years ago. Oh my God, that was so good. So good. The middle of it was like pumpkin pie, cheesecake on like the top and the bottom. And then in the middle was like pecan pie. Oh my God, it was so good. Or on the bottom was pecan pie or something. It was, oh my God, it was so delicious. There are some things I'm real weird about, like certain foods that I'm like, it has to be done really, really well, or I just can't. I literally take a bite and I'm done. Like chili is one of those. Like, I don't like restaurant chili. Like my husband, when we go to Patachou, they don't have it right now because they only have like select items, and they're doing their tomato artichoke soup, and that's like their soup of the day that they always have every day. And they usually have turkey chili too, and he gets a bowl of turkey chili when we go there with tons and tons of croutons. They don't have it right now. I don't like restaurant chili. I'm really weird about it. I like homemade chili, and I like it with either like macaroni, but when I was growing up, I loved it when my mom would make, she wouldn't put it on the side, like you didn't get a choice whether or not it was in there, it was just in there. She would use a pack of that Chili-O powder, you know, and she would just, because I can remember one time I was like, Mom, your chili is the best chili I've ever had, like, how do you make it? And she said, I literally just get one of those Chili-O packets, and then I make it exactly what it says on the side. And then she would take spaghetti, like, you know, long spaghetti, and she would mix it in there, and then we would take crackers, like saltines, and crush it in there. And I like my chili really thick. I don't like it watery whatsoever. It grosses me out when the chili's watery. So chili's like something that I have to have, like at-home chili. I love, and to be honest with you, I cannot think of one person's house I've ever gone to that makes chili at home that I don't like their chili. Melissa, her chili is the bomb. She makes the best chili. And she has all the mixings too, which I didn't like growing up. This is so weird. Like sour cream and onions and chives and all that kind of stuff. Like I wasn't really into that, like definitely not sour cream. But I love sour cream in my chili now. Oh my God, I am such a chili freak. The other thing I'm kind of weird about, macaroni and cheese. Okay, I cannot stand homemade macaroni and cheese. I cannot stand when it's watery, milky, whatsoever. I don't like that, okay? I don't like buffet macaroni and cheese. It's really like it misses the mark, okay? I like Kraft in the tall, skinny box, and I like the Kraft that comes in the wider box, and it has to be the shells that are like that. That's what I like. I'll do Velveeta shells and cheese, but it's not my favorite. But when I was growing up, I really did like the Velveeta shells and cheese. But I like the old school Kraft box that you put like a half a thing of butter in and some milk. I love that so much. Oh my God, with pepper. And then I have to tell you, my husband recently has got me putting sriracha on it, or hot sauce on it. And hot sauce or sriracha and macaroni and cheese is like, it is so good. I love it. And I also love to eat macaroni and cheese. If I had like a last meal, this would probably be it. I also like macaroni and cheese when it's like a lot, like tons of quantity and like really thick. Like I can eat a whole box of macaroni and cheese by myself, no questions asked. I don't like to share it with people. I can eat the whole box by myself. The whole box macaroni and cheese with a peanut butter sandwich or peanut butter and honey, no peanut butter and jelly. Every once in a while I crave a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but very, very rare. But usually I like peanut butter and honey. I just not too long ago bought some crunchy peanut butter that has honey in it, and I really like that, but I put more honey in it. And then I also like my bread cold in the refrigerator. I don't like bread left out. Like I'm real weird about that. It's just like limp. I don't like that. It has to be I like my bread to be in the refrigerator and be cold because it's kind of like stiffer and hard. And I also would always prefer whole wheat over white. And then, or like multi-grain bread, I love that. And then, so with macaroni and cheese, I always eat a peanut butter sandwich, and with or without honey, and a glass of orange juice. That's like really my favorite. Sometimes I'll do chocolate milk, like from the gas station, but very, very rarely. What are other things that I'm weird about, like eating? The macaroni and cheese is like a big one. It's like 75 degrees outside. It's really warm. What else is something that I'm weird about eating? That person literally turned. That was so scary, you guys. I couldn't see them, but I could see they were like they turned. Oh, are they turning around? I've had like some weird stuff happen when I was like driving at night lately. They like turned, and as they turned, they went like this. That kind of like scared me. They turned down that street down there, which isn't like, those are like not finished houses. Where are they going? I can see them way back there. That's weird. What are other foods that I'm weird about? I can't think. Well, I don't eat meat anymore, but when I would eat meat, something just happened recently. What did it happen and I was done? Okay, so when we did the birthday cake stuff for Alex's mom, I got a little bit of candle in my cake, and it's like I bit into it, and like, of course, there's like, 2 or 3 different kinds of cake. There's flan, there's this coconut cake and that was the cake I was biting into, which is delicious. And then there was like tiramisu, and it's like I bit into the cake and it had candle in it, and I like picked it out and I like showed it to Alex, and he's like, "Oh, it's just candle." And I'm like, and you could see the metal sticking out of the end of the candle. I was like, I thought we took the candle out of the cake, because it was like one of those big candles. And he was like, "It's totally fine." I was done with the cake at that point. I just was like, I couldn't eat any more of it. I'm kind of like that. Like, when, like, if you're eating, this is kind of gross, you guys, but like roast beef, and you get like a hard piece of roast beef in your sandwich, I can't do it that ever again. Ugh. Or like if you're eating sausage and you get like a hard piece of sausage in there, like I can't do it anymore. I just can't. What else am I weird about? Well, anything fish. I can't stand the smell of fish. I hate, like one of my biggest pet peeves is when I go out to eat with people and I'm always sat next to the person that gets fish that stinks. Like, I've never liked fish. I've always been somebody that doesn't eat fish, like, since I was a kid. Like, I've always been very mesmerized by fish and, like, the ocean and things like that. So, I don't, like, and I just, for me, for some reason, like, I never, like, even as a little kid, I wouldn't eat fish. I was just kind of, like, I was really weird about it. And, now, I have eaten, like, tuna fish sandwiches, but for me, for some reason, it looks, I don't know how back in the day I was able to rationalize that. I actually loved, this is so weird, because I've known people that worked at Subway, and they're like, it comes pre-packaged and it's gross. But I used to love tuna fish salad sandwiches from Subway. So I would go, and I would get a foot long, and I would just get the wheat bread, and then I would get pepper jack cheese, tuna salad, and then I would get tons and tons of lettuce on it, and then I would get green peppers, onions, and then black pepper, yellow mustard, and a little bit of light mayonnaise. That's what I would eat, and I had no problem with it. I could eat a tuna fish salad sandwich from Subway like nobody's business. My mom made tuna fish salad sandwiches, loved them. That was like the only fish thing I could eat other than like shrimp, like in Chinese food, but towards the end, I couldn't even do that. And crab meat rangoon, which Sarah's stepdad told me is actually shark meat. I don't know if that's true or not. But crab meat rangoon I could do too, which people have told me is just basically cream cheese. One of my friends, actually it was Alex's friend Jason that passed away, his ex-girlfriend. She's vegan, and she made Alex vegan crab meat rangoon. I don't know where you get those, but she made them for him. That was like a long time ago. That was like when she was still dating Jason. So anyway, yeah, I won't eat fish. I'm really, really weird about it. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like anything about it. And when people are like, oh, I love a good piece of fish, I'm like, eh. I used to be, like, as a kid, I did not like to go to people's houses and eat dinner. It always made me nervous if I got to somebody's house and I was like if I got invited over there. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I've always been somebody that's like picked up on like the smell of a house like real quick, and then like I associate that smell with that person for the rest of their life. Like my Aunt Kathy and Uncle Dave, like their house always smelled like this potpourri that my like aunt sprayed back in the day. And what's so weird about it is that Caroline's house reminds me of that now. I don't know what the spray is. I've said it to Caroline. She's like, I don't use any potpourri spray, so I don't know what it is. But like their house smells like this potpourri spray to me. Every house they've ever lived in, it always reminds me of their house. And it's a really good smell. But have you ever been to somebody's house that like is maybe not a good smell? It's like kind of like stale or whatever. It's not horrible, but it's like, you know, I can remember I get invited to go over to people's houses every once in a while. Not very often because I didn't have a lot of friends, but I would like go over there and then I'd be like, well, what if we get over there? I'm like, I don't want to eat. I can remember having that conversation with my mom, and she would be like, you're very polite, and you always try what they give you, and, you know, if it's something that you don't want, just say, like, I'm not, you know, Mr. or Mrs. so-and-so, I'm just not super hungry, you know? I had to do that quite a bit. Because I can remember getting places and being like, I'm just not hungry. But then the other thing is, like, I can remember going to people's houses and becoming kind of like weirdly obsessed with stuff. Like my one friend that I did have for a little while, his mom always, somebody's texting me, his mom always made Pop-Tarts. And so I became obsessed. They were like, I don't know what kind of Pop-Tarts, they cinnamon Pop-Tarts, some kind of Pop-Tarts. I became obsessed with Pop-Tarts. The other thing is, every morning for breakfast, he would eat those Carnation breakfast bars. They were the old school ones that were like chocolate covered. I loved those so much. I was obsessed with those, and my mom would not buy them. She said they were too expensive. She said, we don't need those, you can have cereal, she would always say to me. After after school, when I was growing up, I don't know how I was not completely so huge. My mom and I would always, like, I would have a snack after lunch. Well, when I was in high school, my friend Margaret and I, we would drive to Wendy's every day after high school, like our junior and senior year, because our sophomore year, I was best friends with her twin sister. But junior and senior year, she and I were best friends, and I wasn't, like, best friends with her sister anymore. I was still friends with her sister, but not best friends. So she and I hung out together. Well, our whole group all hung out together. But anyway, we would go to Wendy's, and we would each get a double cheese plain with large fries and a Frosty and a fountain drink, like a, Dr. Pepper or something. And we did that every day. And then I would go home, and I'd be like, have to eat my dinner with my mom because I didn't want her to know that I had gone and just eaten this huge meal. I don't know how I wasn't so large. But I did this, but after school snack, even in high school, even when I didn't do that, I would either eat saltines with peanut butter, like tons of them. Like, just sit there and just, like, put, like, more and more peanut butter on a saltine, eat it, like the little sandwiches. And I would do that with orange juice. Or I would, my mom would do white frosting. Oh, she did it too. She loved it. Somebody is texting me. It's probably my husband, because it says, I can't see what it says, but it's probably just like good night or something, 'cause that means he's been playing Township for an hour and a half. But my mom would take white frosting and put it on graham crackers, and she would make these little, like, sandwich cookies. Oh my God, I used to love those so much. But then my mom also kept, like, one of the things we ate a lot around the house was apples with salt. We did that a lot. That was, like, a thing my mom loved. And, like, she would keep tuna fish salad in the refrigerator a lot, in, like, this metal bowl that she would mix it in. And she put, like, those little, I think they're called gherkins or jerkins, pickles. And she would mix that in there, all this kind of stuff. Great tuna fish salad. And if I came home from school and I was hungry, she'd just make me a salad real quick, and I'd sit there and drink, like, a glass of milk with it and some chips or something. But we didn't usually have, like, a lot of just, like, bags of chips around, like, very rarely. And I remember my mom used to make these hors d'oeuvres. You can look them up online. It's white bread, and you cut it into, like, 4 pieces, so it's like a strip. And then you put, like, cream of mushroom soup on it, and then you roll it in bacon, and then you put it in the oven for, like, 20 minutes. They're so good. I can remember one time I said to my mom that they were, like, my favorite thing she ever made, besides chicken a la king, and she was like, those hors d'oeuvres are so easy and cheap. But I loved them. So yeah, I always had, like, after school snacks and stuff like that. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say was my mom always kept like fresh vegetables in the refrigerator. Like, she would keep, like, this was like a constant staple. She'd have, like, a plastic container with cucumbers, and then she would put them in vinegar. And so, like, I could just take out the plastic container, and it would have cucumbers and vinegar in it, which is actually a really healthy snack, and I loved it. I used to eat the crap out of those. I loved them. What am I at on time? When I finish this vlog, I'm going to start another audiobook, so I'm excited about that. So I'm going to start a little bit of an audiobook tonight. Plus, I also want to finish my other episode of Unsolved Mystery, the episode of Unsolved Mysteries I was watching. My eyes are kind of tired tonight, so I don't know that I'm going to watch the one that's in French, because I have to keep my reading glasses on the whole time. Somebody is texting me. Watch is probably just my husband. He said goodnight, and here I pulled in here. Going to sleep. Night, babe. He's so funny. He's been up for a long time playing Township. Dream. And then he just liked that, or loved it, I don't know. You know, usually when I talk about all this food, I get hungry, but tonight I'm not hungry. Isn't that so funny? He loved my little thing. He put a little heart on it. Look at my crazy hair. Did you guys see how much I got? So red. Look at my hair. Okay, listen, I'm going to end the vlog now. I'm going to see if I can get this vlog done in 4 minutes and 15 seconds, the outro. I'm going to finish this vlog now so that I can listen to an audiobook, okay? So anyway, if you guys made it this far, I just talked about snacking and food tonight. If you guys made it this far in the vlog, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed this video, this vlog, please give it a big thumbs up. And please put a blue heart in the comment section below if you made it to this point of the video and this point of the vlog. Say, I made it that far, Peter, and put it in the comment section below. Also, leave a comment if you'd like. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I totally understand. Some people don't like to leave comments. And please make sure that you're still subscribed to my channel. Or if you haven't ever been subscribed, please consider it. And please consider subscribing to my other channels. And I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday, unless you have other plans. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I hope you're having an amazing Monday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Live in gratitude, live in peace and love, and enjoy your day. Do something fun today. Do something exciting. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Start a new TV show, start a new movie or book. Eat some great food. Whatever, you know. Just make the most of today. And do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or the next day or next week or next month or next year or 10 years, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, 60 years from now, 69 years from now, family friendly, 80 years from now, 88 years from now, 100 years from now, 110 years from now, or 120 years from now. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say, I love you, and at least one positive affirmation, like you are beautiful or you are whatever. You are beautiful, and or you are valuable. And every night before you go to bed, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you, and at least one positive affirmation, like you are beautiful, and you are valuable. And every night before you go to bed, say to yourself, tomorrow I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day long. I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to cry if I want, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to spend time with my friends and family, or spend time alone. I'm going to pursue all of my passions and projects and hobbies and crafts. And I'm just going to have such an amazing day. I'm going to have, you know, great opportunities come my way all day long. I'm going to have positive experiences all day long. And if my day gets off track, well, I can start my day over whenever I want. And when you get up in the morning, say, today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to cry. I'm going to spend time with my friends and family. I'm going to cry if I want to. I'm going to laugh, I'm going to cry, I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to cry if I want to. Spend the day with my friends and family all day long. If I want to, if I can, if I have to work, I'm going to do some great work and have a positive attitude while I work. And I'm going to pursue all my favorite crafts and hobbies and passions and skills and all of that. Skills? I got skills. And watch some great TV and, I don't know, just relax. And great opportunities are going to come my way all day today. And I'm going to have positive experiences all day today. And if my day gets off track, well, I can start my day over whenever I want. Also, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Just text them or call them and say, hey, I was thinking of you. How you doing? You doing okay? Also, practice random acts of kindness. But like I always say, don't tell anyone. Just do it because it's a nice thing to do. We could all put some positivity. We could all use to put some positivity out there in the world. I know I could use more positivity. I know I could definitely work harder at putting positivity and love and kindness out there in the world. I need to remind myself of that every single day, so I will work harder on that tomorrow. And I think that's it. I can't believe I made it in less than 4 minutes. So I love you guys so much. I hope you're having an amazing Monday, like I said, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!